Hey, how's everyone doing? This is Oz with Oz Mechanics, and on today's video we have this 2018 Dodge Charger right behind me. So the issue with this Dodge Charger, customer was complaining while they're driving down on the road, sometimes the clusters go completely blank and the windows start to go down out of nowhere. Kind of spooky when this happens, when you're not wanting this to happen. So how about in today's video we try to figure out this problem and give the vehicle back to the customer. Woo! All right, so we're inside the vehicle right now, and one of the customer complaints that I did verify right here and I did state is that sometimes when he tries to turn it on, it kind of gives it like a little click, like it doesn't want to start, and then the second time it finally starts. But I did notice one thing right here. This has an aftermarket alarm. And if anyone knows about these aftermarket alarms, sometimes they have those starter relays. So let's see if we can get this one to act up. One thing I did notice is whenever you lock it, let me see, nothing. Look at that. It loses connectivity to this switch right here. You know, you press the brake, nothing. The only way for this to actually turn on, you have to unlock it, and then now we have this turn on, and then at that point we can move it from here and there. So now let's see if it acts up. Look at all that. It's like a party or a Super Mario. So we're gonna go ahead, try to turn it on, see if it does it. There you go. You saw that? So it kind of just like, and then it turns off, and then after that, oh, there it goes again. Look at that. Oh yes, she's doing it. So that's kind of cool. But you can see it feels like it wants to engage, disengage, engage. Oh my god, dude, this is crazy. Disengage and engage. I don't know if I'm gonna focus. This is what I'm seeing when I see this. Look at that, it's really crazy. But yeah, this vehicle has a lot of add-ons. When the customer came over, he did show me he has a speaker and all this other stuff. But like I said, the main complaint that he was having was that the cluster was shut off. This window would go down, and as well that problem that we just stated right here. Okay. I will tell you one thing is I did drive it. Like now it's doing it again. I did drive it for a while, and the issue was not happening. The cluster would not turn off. I took it for a nice little 20-minute test drive. It would not go off. But this is where we're going to do our testing. But he did say one thing. You see right there? That voltage? He said it would fluctuate a lot. Like from 4.3 to like 3.13 and some change. You know, 13 and a half, 13 something. So we're going to be focusing on all this kind of stuff right here. But I do want to bring something up. On these vehicles, the newer they get, they have all these components. So we're going to be looking at the electrical system, see if we see something that's abnormal, and then it might be causing all these problems. But like I said, these little things right here, they're all add-ons. Everything right here, add-on. Even this right here is an add-on, and the stereo in the back. So first and foremost, what we want to do is focus on this right here. So we're going to focus on that and see where this relay is at, and then see if we can try to hook up a scope to it and then check what we have. I'm losing my focus. I'm just following. It's like Snake, that game. Look at that. Going this way. Okay, let me get my top-down Phoenix Max. We're going to see if we have any codes first, and then see if that can give us any direction. And then after that, I want to chase that down right here. See where they have that connected. All right, let's go. All right, so we have our top-down Phoenix Max right here. So let's go ahead and sign into this. Man, it's about to rain. It's been pretty bad here in Houston. I'm probably gotta bring in the car, but my wifey, she's fixing up the inside, so she has a car right there, so I can't go in for it at the moment. But let's try to get this information real quick, and then we can go from there. All right, so that wasn't bad. So let's go to report. All right, let's see what we have right here. Humidity sensor, lost communication, intelligent battery sensor, keen ignition communication, start button general electrical failure. That's probably going to be, focusing on that. System voltage, circuit voltage threshold, battery voltage, circuit voltage threshold. A lot of voltage thresholds right here. Some amp codes. Battery courtesy open, lost communication, power switch, okay. Door module internal missing calibration, and yeah. So we have some voltage codes and as well as some door module codes that, you know, might be that right there. So what's the next route right here? Well, I'm going to take a little break because it is getting dark and it looks like it's about to rain. But my main thing that I want to do right now is go one at a time. We're going to be chipping away from our issues. So watch out! Like that, we're going to be doing that. And then we're going to be checking this out. So that's going to be first and foremost. And then after that, we're going to see what else we have. So let's get to that. Yep. Holy smokes, this was crazy, man. Right when I was ending it off and the skies are clearing up now, holy smokes, there was a big old thunderstorm. As you can see, the temperature actually went down. So at one point it was down to 74 degrees. I think it was up to like 90-ish something. I'll put it up on the video because I know I got close to the screen where I showed the temperature. Wow, that was a storm. It started hailing. I tried to get all the cars inside. That was wicked. But now let's get to this right here. So I have the vehicle out now, and remember, I want to check out this right here. So we want to look at here, this switch. I did take this apart, and this does have, like I said, aftermarket alarm. As you can see, all this aftermarket stuff that I really do hate. But if we go right here, this is where our switch is at, and this is, I believe, our relays right here. So these don't look like actually good relays. I wouldn't trust them. But I haven't opened this up yet. But this side looks like the side for the actual connector. It looks like something was bypassed right here, which is this end right here. So that's a new cable which goes through here, and this is the original one. And I'll show you this original one because I have a wiring diagram here. If we pull our top-down Phoenix Max, check this out. So this is a starting one, and then we have the keyless ignition node, and this is only 4 wires. So we have a black, which is ground, ignition switch position, which our radio frequency is sending that right there, and then we got fuse and communication line. So what we're gonna do, this is gonna be easy way to do this. You know, once we turn this ignition switch on, it should send voltage out to here to turn on. So now what we're gonna do, and this is the way we're gonna test this out. I'll take off this little heat shrink right here, and we'll do some little quick tests. We'll back probe right here, and then we'll, you know, turn on and off the ignition, so you can see on that side that this is actually working. And if so, it's up to the customer if he wants to, you know, keep this on there and have that starting issue, and go from there. And then after that, we're gonna look at the other obvious problem, that right there. But this is gonna be first. Let me take all this apart and we'll check it out. All right, so I have all this open right here, and I was actually wrong. It's not gonna be the purple and brown wire that we're gonna be looking at. It's actually gonna be the power one. And that actually kind of makes sense because whenever the alarm is set, this doesn't turn on. So that is powered by, if we go over here, that's gonna be powered by our battery right here. So you see that battery goes to that fuse, and then it powers up our keyless ignition, and as well powers our radio frequency hub. As you can see right here on our scope, we have 2 leads. So yellow feed is going to be our fuse, and then the blue lead is going to be our relay. So let me just show you something. As soon as we press our lock right here, see what happens. Okay, as you can see, we locked it. It's going to act up because the key's inside, but as you can see, the power goes down, and that's coming out from the relay. So when the power is down, I can show you right here, we do have our door on. Here, let's try this. So because right now it sees that our door is open. So we're gonna, okay, there you go. All right, so now we're gonna lock this. Lock. All right, now it's locked. You see battery's low, nothing, okay? You see, there's no response at all because there's no power going to it. Once we open it up, now we have power and then we have a response. But now the question is right here, what happens to our voltage whenever we try to start it? That's gonna be the $1 million question right here. So let's see if it acts up right here. All right, so, and do it there. See if we can lock this. All right, unlock. As you can see, voltage goes up. Man, come on, baby. Need you to act up for a second because I want to see what happens to the voltage from the relay. To be quite honest, I'm not sure how long this is going to take. I just needed to do that noise. I'll put it for a second and look at that right there. Finally did it. Okay. But this is a big old butt, man. It did it on both ends, the inlet and the outlet. So that wouldn't, this might be something else. Because per se, if it was a relay, you see it did it right now. And on both ends right here, you see, if it was only one end, if it was only on one side, then I would call the relay. But yeah, so man, this might be working good because it's showing on both ends that's doing that. Like you see, there it goes. Find it again. All right, so now that we can make sure, like I said, right there, we see where it happened. So remember, yellow trace right here is going to be going from our actual fuse. This is coming from our fuse. Yellow trace is coming from our fuse, and then the other trace is coming, the blue trace is coming from our relay. So if we see on both ends, that means that this is probably happening somewhere else. And because we see a large voltage drop right there, a really large voltage drop, I'm thinking maybe a battery connector. So let's go to our battery, because I think that's where our issue is going to be at. If that makes any sense right there, because our voltage completely dropped. Remember, this is sending full battery voltage, and our voltage is dropping. So let's go to our trunk and see what we have there. I'm suspecting that something is loose right here. Man, I think I found my issue. Okay, let me get a tool, and we're gonna test out this theory. So we're gonna check this out. I think I found the problem. Let me go get our tool. All right, now that we verified that it didn't start, I'm not gonna touch this because I don't want to change the temperature right here, but this is what I was gonna use. I got my infrareds right here from Topdon, and I was gonna use this one right here. This is nice, easy, you know, you can store it in your pocket, you don't have to charge it or anything. This goes straight into your phone, but as you can see, this is a Lightning. This is an iPhone 15. I can't use it. That's the bad thing. I did get this one, but I can't use it. So I'm gonna try to see if I can get those adapters from Amazon. But for the meanwhile, we're gonna be using this sucker right here. This is actually really nice. I really do like it. I just forgot to charge it. I feel like a dummy right now. So that I have our H200 right here, and that's what's keeping the charge going. So what I want to do right now, like I said, we went inside, we got it to actually act up. Remember, I did touch that post and I noticed it was hot. So right here, we are checking out the negative post. As you can see, it's 30 degrees, not too bad. And then if we go to our positive one, look at that right there. Man, that's 10 degrees Celsius hotter than our negative one. So I did notice that. And like I said, this makes a lot of sense now. Think about it. At first, I was thinking it was a switch. I was thinking it was a relay, but when we looked at both signals, remember we had yellow and blue. I forgot, yellow was coming from that battery, and then I believe blue was from the relay. But when they acted up, both of them went down. That connector, the one on the bottom, the yellow one, that was coming straight from the battery. That was going straight from the battery. Well, it went from the battery to a fuse and then coming over here. But they put an aftermarket one right here, and I can tell you, it looks all scuffed up. Because remember, they have a radio system. So whenever this is hot right here, it's because we have resistance. I'm telling you, this is hot. It's not cold. Look at that. It's 10 degrees Celsius hotter than that. So what I'm going off of this is I'm really thinking that there's a resistance issue right here. Maybe this is not on there tight or what, but we're gonna check that out. We gotta see why this is the problem. But I'm not gonna lie, it's already almost 7 o'clock over here, so I might do this for tomorrow. So we're probably gonna do a next day repair on this, and hopefully we can figure it out. If I can get this battery out and I can check it out, I'll try to do it right now. If this is not getting a proper voltage whenever because of that resistance, that can be the cause of all this problem. This being 2018, we have a lot of modules that we have to go through, and that voltage has to be precise to verify that we're getting good supplemented voltage to all the modules. So let's try to see if we can get this out. Hey, I don't know. I'm kind of curious. Let's go do this. Whoop. All right, I think I found the problem. I was like, you know what? We're just going to take this off and move this to the side. So this is our main battery feed. And let's see if you can see this. This is just loose, man. This is completely loose. Look at that. So I want to try something out right here, because this can make it over here. I kind of want to just see what the voltage does, or see what happens whenever I move this right here. So let me get a jumper cable from here to here. Let's try to turn on the vehicle and see if we can wiggle that, see what happens. I think we found the problem. All right, so right now what we did, I have my scan tool right here. I'm just trying to look at something. I'm just trying to see what's going on. Remember, we have the target voltage, which is 14.14, and you can see the voltage sensor is reading pretty much just craziness. It's going everywhere, like the customer was saying inside. I'm just gonna try to move this, and this is way too loose. This is crazy. But right here, that's not really doing too much. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do, and I'm just gonna try to tighten this up. They put some glue right here. I don't know why. I'm gonna try to see if I can take this off. There's some glue right there. We're gonna try to tighten this up and then see if our voltage sensing is gonna get even better, because I don't know, or we might need to get a new one. But yeah, most of the heat's coming from back here. I can touch it with my hand, and yeah, it is burning hot. So this is the main power feed. and we're not getting anything. So we'll see what we can do. All right, so I have been trying to turn this on and off for about 25 times. Let's make it a lucky 30. And then after that, I got my thermal imager, and I did charge it up while we're doing all these other repairs right here. So, and my top-down Phoenix Max actually died. So this right now, we're just going off of the temperature, okay? So I just want to do a couple more times. And let me try this right here, like last time. Always want to, you know, do that. I know sometimes, you know, I want a subscriber to be like, hey man, you're the one, you did it other ways. I'll be like, all right, let's just do 31, 32, just for grins and giggles. Awesome. All right, cool. So now we're getting a moment of truth. This is what I've been waiting for. I'm not even gonna touch it. I got my thermal imager right here. Got it charged up to 20% for the meanwhile. So that should be enough to show this. And let's just verify what our voltages are at. Remember, it was a 10 Celsius degree difference that we had right here. So if we look right here, 30. And now we're gonna go to the back one. Remember back then it was like 40. Let's see what we have now. 34. There you go. Heck yeah, man. So 10 degrees Celsius difference is not hot to the touch anymore. She feels really good, really cold. So what do you think? Customer did buy an alternator, amped up alternator, and yeah, so that's what they're thinking it was going to be. I don't want to jump the gun, so I didn't want to do that right off the bat. We verified that it's the battery connector, and that's the problem. All right, so what do you think overall of this diagnosis? You know, we went through the scan data, checked everything out, and man, my hair's all jacked up, and we found out that it's just a connector on the freaking battery terminal. That is crazy. So if you do like this video, please put a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that notification bell to get our brand new videos coming out from Oz Mechanics. If you have any questions, or if any other way that you would diagnose that, please comment down below. Let me know what you think. Bye. Y'all have a nice day. Woo!